We're at the sold-out arena in San Antonio, Texas. Welcome to a special presentation of the NBA on Christmas Day here on 2K Sports. We want to wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas. And we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the sideline and our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. DA?
Well, Kevin, Kawhi Leonard has been a great defender from day one, but he has developed into an elite offensive player as well. Now, Greg Popovich says he basically tells me what he wants to do now. He knows he has a green light. I think that's the difference. He's more confident, more aggressive, more hungry to score than in the past. Kevin?
And they need him to be that way, DA. Thank you, especially after Tim Duncan's retirement and Manu and TP getting older. This is Kawhi's team now, for sure. And the games on Christmas Day are such a huge part of the NBA season, but now also the uniforms. Steve, the uniforms that the teams wear are a hot item. Just how nice are these babies?
They are extremely nice, Kevin, because as soon as my kids get a chance to see them, they're online, and I have to pay for it. They want to buy those Christmas Day uniforms. The NBA is doing a great job of taking money out of my pocket.
Yep. But that has become must-watch TV. You circle that date for a lot of reasons, and one of which is the NBA.
Yes.
Now let's take a look at the starters for New Orleans. The star big men pair of Davis and Cousins are up front. Holiday out there with Rajon Rondo, and it's Moore in at the three. Rondo's shot is good. Rondo's got his team on the board to start the game for New Orleans.
The craftiness of Rondo makes him a tough cover in pick and roll sets. Just when you think he's going to pass, he'll surprise you with the shot.
Here's Leonard. Sinks that one from the post.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
A lot of laziness going on out there. Still early in the game, but that needs to get worked out.
Rondo kicks to Davis and finished off by Davis.
Rondo is out there to distribute the ball. He is a master at finding the open man.
Parker against Rondo. There's the dish to Aldridge. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker.
A lost art in this game. Terrific bounce pass.
And so it's New Orleans with it. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
And sometimes in that hostile environment, it is hard to stay true to who you are. But give them credit, they did, especially on offense.
Well, they came in with a strong game plan, made adjustments when they needed to, and kept the crowd out of their heads.
He dishes it to Aldridge. Over Davis. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Aldridge has got his second basket of the game.
You feel bad for the defender. Tried to challenge the jump shot, but Aldridge just too big.
Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel. For San Antonio, they've gotten their first three shots to go in for them to start off this game. Parker kicks to Leonard. Another one falls for San Antonio.
And early on, they look great. They've made all four of their shots to start this game.
Cousins dishes to Moore. Back to Cousins. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. They get Paul Gasol.
And Cousins is no joke down low. It's no surprise when the D elects to foul him, given his massive size.
Greg, when you watch DeMarcus Cousins play, you can see the beating he takes in the post, can't you?
Yeah, and that's just how it goes with star centers, with the size and activity of Cousins. Just like Shaq in the sense, big bruising centers are hard to officiate. Other players can lay into them and not even make a dent, but anyone else, it would be a foul.
And that one falls for DeMarcus Cousins. And the Pelicans at last season's trade deadline making the big deal for DeMarcus Cousins.
You know, you look at Anthony Davis being paired with Cousins, and certainly on paper, you could make the argument that they've got the best 1-2 punch on the front line in the league. Two Kentucky guys, great size and offensive skill in terms of their versatility. If they can surround them with shooters and some perimeter defense, I think this group could be scary.
Here's Gasol, and he drops it in from the low post.
As a center, this is what you're up against. Gasol well-schooled at scoring in traffic.
Rondo kicks to Cousins. Gasol with the steal. And the wide-open shot from Green. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Green's got his first 3 points of the game.
And how about the start they've gotten off to? They haven't missed once.
Rondo passes to Cousins. Davis setting the pick for Cousins.
Yeah, and last season, DeMarcus Cousins moving on in that blockbuster trade. Really impossible to get equal value for a star like Cousins, but he was pleased, I think, to put all the rumors of being traded to bed.
The Pelicans have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. He misses the free throw.
Yeah, and Cousins, with his physical style, always among the league leaders in free throws.
San Antonio making a switch here. Gay's checked in. He hits the second from the line. Spurs leading by 4. Aldridge a screen. Leonard dishes to Parker. Aldridge with a screen on Rondo. Aldridge a screen. Lock at 6. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And with Cousins, he found out that he was being traded to the Pelicans while at the All-Star game in New Orleans.
And it's never easy fitting in with another star like the Brow, but Cousins is just so skilled that you knew they would find a balance. And at the end of the day, Cousins seems to be happy with a team who is committed to him.
And the first one drops.
Popovich has done a great job of developing Tony Parker's entire game, and you're seeing it right now at the free throw line.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. And Tony Parker in the 2017 season with the lowest minutes per game average in his career. He was playing so well in the playoffs. I mean, historically well. Then, Greg, as we know, the quad injury in the playoffs.
Yeah, and it's pretty clear that 15-year run he's had as a starter, that window is rapidly closing, but still effective, just no longer the focal point that he once was.
Takes the turnaround J. It's good.
Boy, I'll tell you, from mid-range, Rudy's shot mechanics look effortless.
Rondo kicks to Moore. Dishes it to Davis. Screen by Cousins. Off the screen. Makes a big height bounce and goes in.
And defensively, you've got to make a greater effort working over the screens.
Yeah, he could have made a better choice. He left him an easy one. Let's see how he plays the next screen.
Here's Leonard. Again, the Spurs good for 2.
A monster from mid-range. I'm not sure how do you defend Kawhi there.
Pelicans trail by 5. And Holiday kicks to Davis. From down in the low post, it goes. Davis has got 6.
If there's a list of the best inside scorers in the NBA, Davis has got to be right at the top. When he gets his hands on the ball down low, you might as well just count it.
And Leonard gets it to go.
And he's caught fire this quarter, yet to miss a shot.
Rondo kicks to Cousins. The feed to Moore. Cousins against Aldridge. Shoots from 14. And that one goes long.
I love the anticipation defensively there to get into the perfect spot.
And here's Leonard from 3. And a great assist by Aldridge as that one goes in.
Feeling that one all the way. Leonard lethal in the catch-and-shoot game.
Rondo kicks to Davis. Back to Rondo. Davis with a screen on Parker. And it's Rondo penetrating. The shot will not fall. And the Spurs going the other way now. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
And anytime you come off the bench, you know your role. And that night, it was about scoring.
Especially on the road. You're hoping for any extra contributions. But for a couple of stretches, there, the backups control the game. Nice move inside. Has the defender beat. Just fails to finish.
Aldridge against Cousins. Davis with a screen on Parker. Holiday with it. He's coming off a 13-point game against Miami.
Also, you have to mention the rebounding. Another area where he excelled.
Nobody near Leonard. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Outside Holiday. Davis setting the pick for Rondo. Outside Davis. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Greg, from his one-and-done season at Kentucky, leading college basketball in block shots. We knew Anthony Davis could dominate defensively, but did you have any idea he'd be this good offensively?
None. I mean, with his length and athleticism, you knew he'd have an impact as a finisher. But the way his shooting has developed, it has been remarkable. Now, granted, this was a guy that at one point was recruited to play point guard coming out of high school, but he's playing more like a shooting guard with his skill set.
First free throw is good. And the Spurs with some changes. Ginobili comes in for Green, and it's Mills in for Tony Parker. A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Cunningham, he's checked in for Cousins. Darius Miller comes in for Ejuan Moore. Clark, he's checked in for Drew Holiday. And Nelson is subbed in for Rajon Rondo. And he can't hit the second. Well, the NBA can be a superstitious place at times, Steve, with all the quirks and characters in the league. And you played. What was the strangest game day ritual that you ever saw?
I think Harold Miner. He touched everything with his nose, his gym shoes, his wristbands, the basketballs at the free throw line, and everybody did. And I think for me, as I got older, it wasn't strange. It was out of necessity. I had to get in some kind of steam room and have all those hot pads wrapped around me just to get loose to play.
I like that story. I don't like Baby Jordan's story, though. Harold Miner, that doesn't work for me. I don't understand that. The Pelicans making a switch here. Ashik's checked in. Here's Nelson. Off the left rim and out. San Antonio leading by 9. Gay outside. He feeds it to Mills. Ginobili with the 3. Nailed from three-point land. Ginobili's got 5 now.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans. And Rudy Gay suffered the injury last season, but was still a wanted man when free agency rolled around, Greg, and San Antonio got him.
Yeah, I mean, the Spurs made a big offer for him, and Gay felt it was the right fit. Interesting to see how his role develops in San Antonio this year. Still, there's a feeling that he's got a lot left in the tank. And here's a look at some stats for Manu Ginobili. How's the last month of basketball been for him? Averaging 9 points per game, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. And to have a knockdown shooter like that coming off the bench, a great asset for any coach.
For sure, things can get stagnant without that spark plug. He always seems to supply points for them in bunches.
Clark kicks to Nelson. And it's sent back by Aldridge.
Great effort there. Aldridge sniffs out the shot, sends it back.
It's Ginobili on the wing. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Here is Cunningham. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Feeds it to Nelson. Miller with a screen on Leonard. Nelson kicks to Clark. The basket good off the assist from Nelson.
And a good judge of spacing. Sees he can get it off over the taller man.
This is how he makes his living, making those judgment calls, understanding the opportunities.
And Mills kicks to Leonard. Over Miller. And Leonard gets it to go. Leonard's got 13 points.
See, this is how you dictate the flow of the game. He's been lit this quarter.
Here's Clark, coming off a solid outing against Miami. Makes it off the glass. Clark's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And a lot of scoring here early on. This is the type of game the fans love to see.
I love it. Really, both teams running plays that fit the personnel, going back and forth.
Aldridge a screen. Leonard draws the double. Now here's Mills, guarded by Nelson, 11 feet away. He can't get that one.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Miller outside. No good on the three. Spurs leading by 9. Now here's Mills. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Back to Aldridge. Shoots over Ashik. And he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
Attacking the rack to great effect.
And LaMarcus Aldridge missing a few weeks last season over concerns with the heart flutter, something he dealt with much earlier in his career with the Blazers around his rookie season.
You know, scary, Kevin, but it's great to see him healthy and playing the game he loves. Those kind of challenges make you appreciate life and doing what you love.
Pelicans trail by 12. Over in the corner, Cunningham. The basket good off the assist from Nelson. Cunningham's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Mills passes to Aldridge. Ginobili kicks to Mills. Tries again. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
The little up fake by Aldridge, unfair given how hard already it is to challenge his shot. He'll go to the line.
And LaMarcus Aldridge really possesses tremendous shooting touch when you consider this guy's basically a 7-footer, and he's increasing that range. Last season, up over 40% from 3.
2 shots.
The first one falls. And Aldridge doesn't shoot a ton of threes, yet he still earns his keep in that mid-range.
Yeah, on that left block, back to the basket. And with his size, that turnaround, Jay, is just about unstoppable.
He makes 1 of 2 that time.
Decent when he entered the league. Aldridge has turned himself into a phenomenal free throw shooter.
Spurs leading by 10. And Aldridge slams it in.
And guys, they've come out and established a rhythm. And also their play calling has been on point.
Well, the two go hand in hand. Matching your strategy to your personnel is key.
For New Orleans, they have shot 67% from the line tonight, going 4-6. The first free throw is good. And the Spurs making a change here. Forbes checked in. That one is no good. And the Spurs with Pau Gasol and LaMarcus Aldridge up front. A huge front court, long front court. Steve, is that something they can stick with when teams like the Warriors go small?
No, I don't think so, Kevin. That's a challenge for them. Aldridge has to cover the floor in those situations, and Gasol just doesn't have the lateral mobility at this point in his career.
There's 38 seconds left here in the first quarter. Screen by Asik. Clark dishes to Cunningham. Back to Clark. A rebound by the Spurs. Aldridge has got rebound number 5 here tonight. To the middle, here's Forbes. Good, and Aldridge gets the assist.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Now Nelson. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Pass to Clark. Lets it go with a 3. It doesn't go for him. Kawhi Leonard has been on display for San Antonio. He put together quite a quarter, 13 points in all. And he looks to be planning for more. Back to the action after this word. And a chance to hear from Tony Parker, who said he lives for the challenge of continuing to improve.
I always try to improve and get better, and Pop always challenged me. He came to me and he said, you know, good players, they can have a great season, but the great players, they have many great seasons. So he said, what you want to be?
And in Tony Parker's case, great is what he wanted to be and has been for a long time.
You know, that's great because that shows Pops and why he's one of the best in the game. You got to be able to drive and motivate and also give the confidence. And that's what's happened with Tony Parker. Remember when he first came on the scene, it was not a cakewalk for him. He had his struggles, and now we're talking about a guy who's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
And we're ready to get rolling once again here for our Christmas Day matchup. And a comfortable margin for the Spurs here, guys.
So far, they've been active, scoring the basketball, built up a little lead here, and looking good.
The play calling has been perfect, backed up by beautiful execution. They've certainly captured the moment in that first quarter.
We've got Rudy Gay. He's out there with Pau Gasol. Ginobili out there with Mills. And it's Forbes in at the 2. So that's who San Antonio starts the second with. And last season, Patty Mills averaging the most assists of his career. In fact, he was the highest efficiency player rated on the Spurs.
You know what? He says becoming more of a leader has helped him grow as a playmaker. He's enjoying his new role.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And that one misses. You know, Steve, it seems like players are getting more leeway to shoot, but the one thing coaches cannot stand are turnovers. That's been universal. And for the beginning of the game, talk about how you can cut those turnovers down.
I think for a lot of players, they have to come in and really start to go back to study film. That could definitely cut down turnovers. Next, I think it has to be something that really, it hurts you. I think a lot of guys turn it over and they're like, when we get into the next play, you got to turn the basketball over, and that has to hurt you. And then I think also a lot of guys make the simple play. Don't go for the fences. Go for the bunts, the singles, and if a guy is open, just give it to him in stride. versus trying to create a play. A lot of guys sometimes over-dribble and overthink, just make the right basketball play.
And keeping your focus, I would think, too, just like in anything in regular life, keeping your focus on something has got to be just imperative.
And communication, you said it right. You focus, communication, that will cut down turnovers.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Spurs' Greg Popovich talked about developing players. He said, our method is usually tough love. I don't think coddling works, and beating them to death mentally doesn't work either. You give them a clear picture of what's demanded, show care, understand what makes them tick. If that doesn't get through, you get rid of them. Kevin?
And the military background of Popovich plays a part in this way of thinking, David. It's why the Spurs have been so successful for so many years. The Spurs have missed a few free throws up to this point, shooting 4-7 from the foul line tonight. DeJounte Murray, he's checked in for San Antonio. New Orleans also making some changes. Cousins comes in for Omer Ashik. And it's Holiday in for Ian Clark. Steve, what a treat to see Manu Ginobili in his 40s still doing what he does best.
You know, Pop says he never wants Manu to retire. Said he wants to use him like a bar of soap till there's nothing left. And as a former teammate of his, I don't want to see him go either.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Murray kicks to Gasol. Pass to Gay. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And when you watch Rudy Gay out there on the court, you see just why he's always been a solid scorer in our league. I mean, any situation, any type of offense, he can find a way to get points, and really one of the more underrated players we have in our league.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And with Rudy Gay, scoring, Greg, has never been a problem for him, has pretty much had the same level of production his entire career.
Yeah, and if you say that about some players, it's considered an insult, but it's a good thing for Gay. Usually will shoot in the mid-40s for this field goal percentage and solid at that small forward position. Also a great ISO game.
And both free throws good for Gay.
A talented, versatile player who has been on a few teams. Rudy Gay is still going.
The putback.
Nice interior passing, and then the strong finish.
And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Murray, the pass to Gasol. And Forbes kicks to Murray. Hits it from 3-point range. Murray's got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. Pelicans trail by 15. Now a timeout called by New Orleans. Their last encounter was in New Orleans.
And they cruised to a big win in their last meeting, getting that opposing starting lineup out of the game early with foul trouble.
You can bet that was their game plan from the get-go. Don't be shocked if they're aggressive again today as well.
And the New Orleans Pelicans last season with one of the worst offensive rebounding percentages in history.
Yeah, I mean, it improved somewhat with DeMarcus Cousins coming in. But I think really it's the team's philosophy, though. They value getting back in transition more than they value a chance to attack that offensive glass.
With this break, we have a chance to break down where the assist has been coming from tonight between the front and back court for the Pelicans.
And their guards are taking on the majority of the passing and assisting for the team. Just as you might expect, the bigs doing their part by getting to good spots inside and making themselves available.
And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Cousins with a screen for Holiday. Three-pointer. No good from Cousins.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Finding the man who broke free, the great vision of Pau Gasol making that play happen.
Rondo dishes to Moore. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession.
All right, a chance here to take a look at the numbers for Moore. Over the last 10 games or so, he's really shown up. 5th in three-point field goal percentage. And he's in the top 10 in field goal percentage, really able to power his way to the bucket and finish through contact.
And yeah, he's one of the dead-eye sharpshooters in the game for sure. A top 5 percentage guy from deep. Just a hard man to slow down. And Gasol able to finish. And the Spurs lead by 19.
Easy bucket for Pau. Failed to block him out. He'll hover around the offensive boards all day.
And the foul called on Danny Green. That is his first foul of the game. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. And Cousins kicks to Rondo. Moore outside, looking to end the run. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Rondo's got his 4th assist in this one. Spurs leading by 16. Murray the pass to Gay. Kicks it to Forbes. Lets it go with a 3. And it's rebounded by DeMarcus Cousins. For New Orleans, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field in this second quarter so far. Cousins with a screen on Gay. Left side Rondo. Got it. And he's now 3 for 5 from the field.
And always looking to throw his weight around inside. Cousins is a handful.
Murray dishes to Forbes. Now the pass to Gay. Gasol setting the pick for Gay. Moves back up, and there's the nice layup by Gasol. Gasol's got 4 points now in the quarter.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Right side Holiday. Moore outside. Off target from outside.
And even against defense as tight as that, you almost expect him to still bury those.
But they'll get another chance. Gasol kicks to Green. Moore with the steal. And here comes Moore leading the fast break. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
Yeah, well, I mean, once he gets the ball, it's just off to the races.
And you have to like the punctuation at the end of it. Great individual play.
And that replay presented by Under Armour, showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another unleash chaos moment. Gasol passes to Murray. Back to Gasol. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That's his 4th basket of the game, and he's only taken 4 shots. Off to a good start.
You know, he had a hot start to this game. He's only gotten hotter. We'll see if the defense makes an adjustment.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. Steve, so much of being a great offensive player is learning to draw contact and work yourself to the free throw line. When you look at the league right now, who are some of the best in the league, in your estimation, doing that?
James Harden is one of those guys. He gets to the line, double-digit figures sometimes, free throw attempts. DeMar DeRozan, DeMarcus Cousins. I think Russell Westbrook, because he's such a guy that's in attack mode and he likes contact. The guys who like contact, they get to the line a lot.
And let's step back for a second to look at the top shooting point guards in basketball this season. 3rd, Drew Holiday.
As a point guard, you want to create the best possible shot every trip down the floor. And given the way these guys have shot the ball, it's not a bad idea every now and then for them to go it alone.
You're right. I don't care what position it is. With percentages like that, get them more shots.
Here's Cousins, and he gets it to go. Cousins has got 4 points in the quarter.
He's done his job tonight scoring the basketball, but they've still been outplayed overall.
Gasol a screen. Holiday with the block. Davis against Gasol. Outside Rondo. He kicks to Cousins. Rejected by Gasol.
And for his career among active players, Pau Gasol top 3 in block shots.
Parker dishes to Leonard. Screen by Parker. Leonard draws the double. Now here's Murray. He's covered closely.
And guys, how fun is it watching this fella just go to work?
Greg, it's not every point guard who can climb the ladder like he can.
Not at all.
You might look at him and think he can't get up, but he finds a way to consistently surprise the D by rising way above them time after time.
Passes it to Holiday. Davis with a screen on Parker. Here's Rondo. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Parker kicks to Green. Cousins against Gasol. That one, no good. Nice D from Cousins. Davis, the pass to Holiday. Here's Cousins. And it's off the back rim, no good. Spurs leading by 14. Murray kicks to Parker. There's the dish to Murray. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Gasol setting the pick for Green. Over Moore. Shots good by Green. Green's got 5 now.
Using the screen like his own personal bodyguard, Green gets the separation.
Here's the teardrop. Rondo's shot is off.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Outside, Davis. Screen by Cousins. Leonard with the steal. Parker against Rondo. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And Steve, Kawhi Leonard, one of just 3 players to increase his scoring average in each of the past 5 seasons.
I mean, you look at what he's done. He's become an elite scorer, the 3rd longest streak of double-digit scoring games in franchise history, surpassing Timmy D. That's the consistency that you expect from a franchise player.
2 shots.
The free throw good from Kawhi Leonard.
When you think about a great system and great execution, you think of the San Antonio Spurs. Not the most athletic team. You won't see a bunch of dunks or fast break points. If you love the game, you have to admire how they get things done.
Marcus Aldridge is checked in for the Spurs. Mills comes in for DeJounte Murray. Both free throws good from Kawhi Leonard. And we've seen a litany of role players come to San Antonio and shoot guys career highs.
Well, you know, especially shooters. This offense gives them the cleanest look they can ask for. There's no great secret in their strategy. It's all in the execution.
No good from Clark.
One could argue that's a good shot, but maybe not the right shooter to take it.
And Leonard gets it to go.
I mean, he's been in rhythm all night. Leonard has been too much to handle on the offensive end.
Clark kicks to Cunningham. Asik with a screen on Leonard. Here is Cunningham. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. 5 on the clock. A three ball. It's hauled in by LaMarcus Aldridge. Aldridge has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far. And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Davis with a screen on Leonard. Right side Davis. Back to Clark. 6 to shoot. Nailed from three-point land. Clark's got 6 here in this quarter.
Gradually starting to put pressure on this defense. That's his 2nd from downtown this quarter. 3 for the game.
He had a nice open look right there. 10 points for Pau Gasol.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Davis sets a screen to the wing right side. And Ashik kicks to Clark. Davis with a screen on Leonard. Gasol with the steal. And Mills with a clear path to the hoop. Lays it in off the breakaway.
Nice calculation by Mills and quick hands. We see it all the time. The turnover leading to points in transition.
1:12 left in the first half of basketball. Nelson sets a screen for Davis. Foul on the play, basket counts, so it'll be a 3-point play chance.
You've got to give a ton of credit to the screener. That play easily opened up the easy layup for his teammate.
This is his 2nd trip to the free throw line.
And to this point on the season, guys, 80% from the line. He's done a really good job.
Manu Ginobili's checked in for Tony Parker. And New Orleans also making a change. Darius Miller, he's checked in for Omer Ashik.
One shot behind the lanes.
And that one falls for Anthony Davis.
Yeah, and the Pelicans, after making the playoffs in 2015, had some high expectations with superstar Anthony Davis, but last year was a bit of a disappointment, and it forced them to kind of pull the trigger and go out and land DeMarcus Cousins. So their fortunes now, I think, are going to be held by those 2 anchors on the front line.
Davis sets a screen. Nelson dishes to Clark. Great D that time from Leonard.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Deflects the pass, and so the ball out of bounds. Davis touched it last.
Just active defensively here, being extremely disruptive.
You know, I love the effort just to get a hand in there. He is disrupting the offensive flow.
Off the inbound.
He's got that huge wingspan, and boy, does he use it well on the defensive end. If Davis is within shouting distance of the shooter, there's a good chance he'll get a hand on it.
The Spurs have been shooting right around 75% at the line, 9 of 12 so far.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That free throw good from Gasol.
As Gasol continues to work on his shooting range, guess what? His free throw percentage has been creeping up as well. Probably not a coincidence.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Nelson, the pass to Davis. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. They get Pau Gasol. The Pelicans have made 2/3 of their free throws tonight, 6 of 9 to be exact.
And it's been an average year, really, at the free throw line for this group, only around 75%.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
And he makes the first. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. 11 seconds left in the first half. They set the pick, and Mills kicks to Ginobili. He dishes it to Leonard. Good D by Miller.
Just great at getting after it defensively, forcing guys into tough shots.
Yeah, to be successful, you've got to protect the paint. He rises to that challenge.
And so it's San Antonio, riding high with a 23-point lead heading into the break. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Kawhi, you have grown so much offensively throughout your career. What's the focus at that end of the floor?
Just knocking down open shots, my ball handling, making good decisions off the pick and roll, and just try to limit my turnovers.
And you've done well so far, Kawhi. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith. That's Shaquille O'Neal. Thanks for joining us. And boy, a pumped-up home crowd is behind us right now. Kawhi Leonard is having one of those nights. He ended up with 19 points and 1 steal. In their previous game, he had a performance he said he wanted to put behind him quickly, and so far he's doing just that with the nice first half he had here. Kenny, what was your take on San Antonio?
In terms of their offensive performance, that was a very well-played half of basketball. Good ball movement off the ball, hard screens being set, and they found the guy for the open look. That's how they were able to shoot such a tremendous percentage from the field. With that fluid, efficient offense, they'll be tough to catch in the second half.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Pelicans?
Well, they got a ton of issues to work out. Allow way too high a percentage to be shot against them, not really showing any energy on defense, no discipline. Look at their faces, Ernie. Do they even want to be here?
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
And they haven't needed a lot of shots to get their points. Just tremendous efficiency here in the first half.
What I love watching is they are working for high percentage looks and cashing in when they get them.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. Setting the floor now for the Pelicans. The bigs inside, Davis and Cousins. Rajon Rondo is out there with Holiday, and it's Moore in at the 3 slot.
How does he miss that layup? He's too good to be doing that.
And it's Parker in the corner. Back to Leonard. Gasol a screen. Leonard dishes to Gasol. Count it. Gasol's got the first points to start out the third quarter for San Antonio.
In the pick and roll, I like confidence. Leonard showing as a facilitator, his game just continues to ascend.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Kawhi Leonard has become a go-to scorer, but his focus still starts at the defensive end. He said, my mindset is the same every game. Whoever I'm playing against, I go in and try to stop their best scorer and then try to get myself going on the offensive end. Kevin?
And David, that's what you get with Kawhi. Mr. Consistency, one of the best two-way players in the game. Parker kicks to Gasol. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. New Orleans has gone 6 of 14 with the 3 ball tonight, just a little over 40%. The wide open look here for Holiday. Good, and it's Cousins picking up the assist. And it's 8 points for Drew Holiday.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Leonard, the pass to Parker. Gasol against Cousins. 5 to shoot. Parker's shot is off.
And the defense daring him to shoot that. Good plan right there.
And Tony Parker in his prime, one of the best slashing point guards this league has ever seen. Just an outstanding finisher amidst the tall players. And one season, how about he almost led the league in points in the paint, a surefire Hall of Famer.
Here's Gasol. And the rejection by Cousins.
When he puts everything he has into his defense, Cousins can be a force. Big, strong, and smart. Of course, he's going to block his share of shots when he's committed.
Rondo dishes to Moore. And the 3 off target. And a bit of a down year for Tony Parker in 2017. His lowest three-point percentage in 5 years. Lowest free throw percentage in 9.
Yeah, I mean, you'd like to see him hitting threes at a higher clip. The previous couple seasons, he shot it up over 40%, and a great way, I think, to boost his offense, even though he has slowed down a bit.
They grab their own miss. Here's Cousins. Kick out to Moore. Buries the long-range jumper. Moore's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the 3rd for New Orleans. Parker passes to Leonard. Over Moore. Leonard, no luck.
I'll tell you what, despite the miss, he's going to be looking for that same shot again.
Rondo kicks to Cousins. And here's Rondo. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Here's Aldridge, and 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And New Orleans gets called for the foul.
And not a guy you like to send to the line. LaMarcus, a terrific free throw shooter. Kawhi Leonard, a stifling defensive presence, both individually and in help situation. He's a difference maker.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
And he can't get the first one. And Kawhi Leonard, nicknamed the Claw for his enormous hands. He uses them to pile up steals.
You know what's crazy, Kevin? He has worked hard to improve the strength in his hands, too. Catching and throwing medicine balls. Ball handlers beware. You show him the ball, and it's gone.
And he sinks the second. And Smitty, with your perspective from your years in the league as you watch the game now, what are some of the things you most enjoy watching or paying attention to when you watch an NBA game?
I think different. You know, back in my day, it was more of the 1, 2, the third option guys on the team. They got the basketball the majority of the time. I love the way now guys move the basketball around. It gets to the 5th option, and those guys are a threat. And also those guys knock down more big shots now. Not just the superstars. So just watching the game evolve to more of a team game, it's a joy to watch, Kevin.
Is there better coaching now, do you think, overall, Steve, than when you played? And that's not an indictment of the coaches that you had, but is there more of it now? Is there better coaching or bigger staffs for sure?
I think it was better coaching back in my day, but I think the philosophies have changed right now. I think they have better philosophies on how to approach the game, but I think overall it was better coaching in my day.
That's a very good answer.
The Spurs, a top 7 offensive team for the last 7 seasons. Their passing and perimeter shooting is what really sets them apart.
We take a second here to take a look at the shot chart for the Spurs.
Well, when you have a whole team that is locked in, this is what your shot chart looks like. They are moving the ball well and taking shots with confidence. When this team comes out and is knocking it down from all over like they are right now, they are one of the toughest in the league to beat.
Outside Rondo. Here's Cousins. Misses off the right iron. And the Spurs among the league's best in three-point shooting, but they really don't rely on that as some teams do.
You know, the Spurs can change it up. No, they embrace the mid-range a little bit more than the three-point shot right now. Kind of going against the grain in that way. They take shots other teams avoid, and they make it work for them.
Gay can't hit. Pelicans trail by 16. Rondo with it. Dishes it to Holiday. Shoots a three. Basket is good. The assist from Rondo. 11 points for Drew Holiday.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
Parker dishes to Aldridge. Aldridge a screen. Cousins against Gay. And stolen by Cousins. And here we go. Cousins heading to the hoop. And then Cousins with the dunk.
And he is a power player down low. If there's nobody there to stop him, Boogie's going to destroy that rim.
And the replay is courtesy of Under Armour. Unleash chaos. It was a great sequence from the steal all the way to the finish at the other end. Screened by Parker. The feed to Forbes. Shot clock at 6. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. And Holiday kicks to Rondo. Davis sets a screen. Right side Rondo. He feeds it to Davis. Back to Rondo. Here's the three. And again, New Orleans with the triple.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
San Antonio leading by 10. Parker kicks to Aldridge. Cousins against Gay. Shoots over Cousins. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. It's on DeMarcus Cousins.
And that's just experience. Rudy baiting the defender all the way.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
And to this point on the season, guys, 80% from the line. He's done a really good job.
And he can't get the first one. DeJounte Murray, he's checked in for Parker. New Orleans also making some changes. Omer Asik, he's checked in for Davis. Cunningham comes in for Ejuan Moore. And Nelson is subbed in for Rajon Rondo. No luck that time either.
And lost his touch right there. Didn't see that coming. Usually, when he's hot, he stays hot.
Outside Holiday. Screen by Cousins. Lets it go from deep. And the shot is good. The Spurs lead has been cut down to 7 on the bucket from Jameer Nelson.
And how about the last 5 made shots have all been threes? The defense is just giving up a barrage.
Gay passes to Murray. That one, no good. And New Orleans will go the other way with it. Here's Cousins, tipped away. It's stolen by Green. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession. Darius Miller, he's checked in for DeMarcus Cousins. Pelicans trail by 7. Here's Holiday, and denied. He sends it right off the glass. And here's Mills from the arc. Asik comes up with the rebound. Asik's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Miller kicks to Holiday. In the corner, it's Nelson. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Nelson's got 5 now.
You know, Kevin, it's easy to forget, but Greg Popovich was almost fired by the Spurs back in '99. Rough start that year, under 500. The players caught wind that if they didn't win the next game in Houston, Pop would get the X.
Outside Holiday. Over Murray. Not enough on that one as it misses. Spurs leading by 5. Feeds it to Aldridge. Ginobili outside. Murray kicks to Aldridge. Back to Murray. 6 on the shot clock. Got a piece of it. Shot to stop the drought. Omer Asik with the rebound. Asik's got his 6th rebound on the night. And amazing to think about an all-time great like Popovich being on the hot seat. His players went to the mat for him, though, didn't they?
Some huge performances by Tim Duncan, among others. They really came out to support Pop. The Spurs finished that season on a tear, going on to win the franchise first NBA title.
2.
The Pelicans have attempted 11 free throws today and converted 8 of them.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops.
In the Spurs last season, how about setting the all-time record for consecutive winning seasons with 20? This is a group that's won 50 or more games in every one of those seasons except the strike-shortened one in '99.
Both free throws good for Nelson. And Greg, for the Spurs, they're so competitive. It's inevitable. They just win year after year.
Yeah, but that big 3 of Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili, the all-time winningest trio in the history of our league, had a lot to do with it. And as that era comes to an end, they're doing a terrific job of just picking up new star talent without skipping a beat.
And there's the call on Ginobili. That is his first foul of the game. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for New Orleans. Nelson kicks to Cousins. Pass to Miller. Can't hit that one. Nice D from Ginobili. San Antonio leading by 5. And Mills kicks to Murray. Nelson with the steal. Pass to Cunningham. Outside Holiday. Here's Cousins. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. That's on LaMarcus Aldridge.
And Cousins makes scoring look effortless. A super talented center who quickly can fill it up.
This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line.
And 74%, so-so. He probably wouldn't mind seeing it a little bit higher.
San Antonio making a switch here. Leonard's checked in.
One shot.
The free throw drops for Cousins. San Antonio with the ball. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. Mills dishes to Leonard. They set the pick. Back to Mills. Launches it. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Cousins has got 11 rebounds in the game.
Just hasn't had it tonight, but his teammates are picking up the slack.
Miller sets a screen for Holiday. Miller outside. And Cousins kicks to Miller. The score now all even.
And the road back into this game wasn't a short one, but they've managed to make it all the way back and tie this thing up.
This team, they trust each other. Even down big, they have the ability to come back, and they have so far.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here. Pau Gasol is checked in for San Antonio.
One shot, gentlemen.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. San Antonio's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. Mills passes to Leonard. Over Miller. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
When you defend a good mid-range shooter, this is how you contest without fouling.
Kicks it to Nelson. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. Here's Cousins. No good on the shot. Good work defensively by Gasol.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
Leonard against Miller. Leonard kicks to Gasol. Gasol a screen. 6 on the shot clock. He took good advantage of that screen. Mills has got 5 points in the quarter.
And this is where Mills kills you. Tremendous range.
Cousins with a screen for Holiday. And it's Miller in the corner. Here's Cunningham. Gay with the block. .106 left to play in the third. The pass to Ginobili. They set the pick. Leonard a good look. That shot's good on the assist by Ginobili. And it's a 4-point Spurs lead.
You like the aggressiveness, pushing all the right buttons. He has this team rolling.
Ginobili against Nelson. Cousins dishes to Holiday. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
And when you look at the Pelicans, you got to expect for them to be one of the top defensive teams in the league. You've got the Twin Towers down low, and Drew Holiday is in the top handful, I think, of defensive point guards in the league.
It's his first trip to the line.
And from the line thus far, how about 83% on the season? Outstanding.
Shooting 2.
That's good from Holiday. Andrew Holiday at 6'4", great size for the point guard position.
And his height enables him to cover shooting guards. At the same time, he does a great job of keeping smaller players in front of him.
He hits both from the stripe.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second. And this is obviously where you'd like to see a 2-for-1.
End of quarter, great time to squeeze out an extra possession. And I'll tell you, the sooner this quarter can end, the happier he'll be. It's been tough making shots.
Cousins, the pass to Holiday. Miller with a screen on Ginobili. And Holiday kicks to Miller. Screen by Cousins. Here's Nelson. Gay with the block.
A pretty good defender. Gay using that 7'3" wingspan well. Get that shot out of here.
3 quarters of play in a close game here. It's the Spurs. They lead by 2. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. A chance now to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team just moments ago.
Only difference is competitiveness. Stick with the strategy, stick with each other. Long night. Keep competing, keep pounding, keep pounding. It ain't about any one person. It's about us and how we do.
Banding together the guys. Greg Popovich preaching toughness and unity.
Yeah, and Pop really zeroes in on the fight. He's one of those guys, if you don't play your hardest, you don't play.
And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first three, we should be in for a treat. Leonard and Gay are the forward pair. Mills and Manu at the guards. And it's Gasol in at the 5 down low. And that's who's in the game for the Spurs. Gay with no one around. And it's off from three-point range. The Pelicans trail. Nelson dishes to Cunningham. The basket good off the assist from Nelson. Nelson's got his 4th assist in this one. And San Antonio shooting 52% from the floor. Nice work so far from them. And Mills kicks to Ginobili. Pass to Leonard. Leonard draws the double.
Jump on, cool. You two players.
And so it's New Orleans with it. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession. Danny Green, he's checked in for San Antonio. And then for New Orleans, Davis is checked in for Miller. Etuan Moore comes in for Drew Holiday. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Jameer Nelson. About a minute played here in the fourth quarter. And Mills kicks to Leonard. There's a good screen. Back to Mills. Shoots the 3. Drills the three-pointer.
See, in this half, I feel like he's a much different shooter. Calm, focused, and letting things come to him.
Rondo kicks to Cunningham. Shoots over Leonard. Moore against Ginobili. To the inside. Cunningham. That shot off. AT that time from Leonard. Mills in the corner. He kicks it to Leonard. Ginobili outside. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. And now a 6-point Spurs lead.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Rondo kicks to Cousins. Down low. Here's Cunningham. Oh, took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top, but instead he'll shoot free throws.
Yeah, really strong offensive thrust there, but then how about the defense able to negate that attack?
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him. San Antonio making a switch here. Forbes checked in. And so Cunningham nails both of them. San Antonio leading by 4. Leonard with a screen on Rondo. Mills passes to Gasol. The dish to Leonard. Shot clock at 6. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
It's so difficult to stop Leonard from scoring. Sometimes you just have to foul him.
The free throw good from Kawhi Leonard.
The efficiency of Kawhi Leonard. You have to love it. High percentages from the field and from the line.
Both free throws good from Kawhi Leonard.
This is where he feels 100% comfortable taking all the free points he can get.
Inside. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Mills, that's a two-pointer. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Mills has got 10 points in just the second half. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Davis setting the pick for Rondo. Cunningham dishes it to Rondo. Over in the corner, Cunningham. And again, New Orleans has no up.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
Leonard, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And it's a 10-point Spurs lead.
The tenacity, the hustle. Kawhi finds ways to score even when his number isn't called.
Here's Cousins. No good off the back of the rim.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Outside Leonard. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Leonard kicks to Mills. 5 to shoot. The fadeaway. Again, the Spurs good for 2.
I mean, the mid-range jumper, one of Gasol's favorite and most consistent shots.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
And here's more outside. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. Cousins has got 4 assists in the game. Now here's Mills. He's covered by Rondo. From the baseline. Moore with the block. On the wing, Davis. Misses off the left iron. Here's San Antonio. They're on a 14-5 run. Leonard. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Leonard's got 6 points in the quarter.
The combination of finesse and power, that's what gives Leonard such an edge in close.
Here is Cunningham. Back to Cousins. And fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here.
And just the rugged nature of Cousins getting into the body there offensively.
LaMarcus Aldridge, he's checked in for the Spurs. Parker comes in for Patty Mills.
One shot.
That one misses for Cousins. And Pau Gasol, one of the most skilled 7-footers this league has ever seen. Whether it's the low post, high post, flaring off picks, you want the ball in his hands.
So it's San Antonio now. Parker outside. Leonard kicks to Gasol. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Gasol's got 9 points here in the second half. And Pau Gasol, a very good perimeter shooter, starting to stretch his range out beyond that three-point arc.
Yeah, his face-up game is becoming more and more prominent. Working from that elbow, he's become more of a triple threat. He can shoot it, drive it, and pass at a high level. And since halftime, they have been locked and loaded from beyond.
Yeah, forcing defenders to come out and guard them, which could open up driving lanes if they want to take advantage of that.
And finished off by Gasol.
You know, a top 10 in career points for active players. Pau Gasol lighting up the Nets tonight.
Now here's Moore. Cousins with a screen on Green. And it's Moore penetrating. And the rejection by Leonard. Gasol passes to Aldridge. Green with the ball. He's picked up by Rondo. No good from Gasol.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
That one falls. Cousins has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And Cousins just so big, the D can be all over him, and he'll still find a way to score.
Gasol a screen. Leonard kicks to Parker. Dishes it to Gasol. Just 5 on the clock. The high post shot. And off the front iron, and in it goes. And the Spurs lead by 11.
A masterful job of running the pick and roll. And of course, Parker makes the right decision.
Here's Cousins. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That's on LaMarcus Aldridge.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. New Orleans making a switch here. Holiday's checked in. So he picks up just 1 from the line that time.
How Gasol, as skilled of a big man as you'll find in this league, in my opinion, passing, shooting, handling, you name it.
Aldridge a screen. Back to Parker. A 3 from Leonard. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. 30 points for Kawhi Leonard.
There it is. Just lined it up and knocked it down. His first 3 of the half, second of the game.
We were just talking about foul shooting last season. He shot almost 55% from three-point range. How about that?
That's how you fend off Father Time. Keep adding layers to your game.
No good from Cousins.
Yeah, the aggressive D inside leads to a missed opportunity there.
You know, he had terrific position, does a good job of affecting the shot without fouling. You look at that lead pass there, he just has such a great feel for the game.
Rondo kicks to Moore. Gasol against Davis. Back to Moore. He dishes it to Davis. But they get it back. Here's Cousins. And count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Early in this quarter, he's been aggressive and selective with his shots. Tremendous efficiency.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. 1 shot.
San Antonio leading by 12. Outside, Green. The feed to Leonard. Gasol against Cousins. And that's going to be a travel.
Yeah, first turnover of the game. Overall, though, he's been rock solid.
Pelicans trail by 12. Rondo dishes to Cousins. Screen by Cousins. Outside for Rondo. Davis with a screen on Parker. Rondo passes to Davis. With the tip, and it's put back up and in by Rondo.
And all those second chance points have given them a boost here in the second half, and that's a great way to cut into the lead.
Aldridge a screen. From deep, Green. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got 6 assists now in the game.
Not shot from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and getting them up.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. And Danny Green, undrafted out of North Carolina. He's been a linchpin of the Spurs' great defense over his career.
You know, 6'6" with that 6'10" wingspan. This is a guy that can block shots like a big man, guards 3 positions, and one of the guys that we call the prototype when you talk about that 3 and D wing player. And look, you never want to see a team gut you this way. Really a good timeout.
Some of this is just a matter of toughness, a willingness to play physical inside, something we're not seeing.
And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Pau Gasol.
And he's provided them with a major mismatch on that low block tonight. That they've been able to lean on his scoring in the paint. And if nothing else has worked, he's given them a reliable option on every possession.
This is as good a game as we've seen him play. And this crowd can't get enough of it. When he explodes like this, it becomes a special atmosphere in here. He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Alvin Gentry said to his team. He said, "Do you want this game? Don't tell me about it. Show me and show your teammates. We've got to play better, and we've got to play harder if we're going to come back." Guys.
And Cousins lives at the line, just applies tremendous pressure on the defense.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. And Cousins drops them both. If they want to, they can milk the clock just a little bit here.
Yeah, that's the best option.
Parker with it. And Holiday picks him up defensively. Green kicks to Leonard. Over Moore. And Leonard gets it to go on the assist by Green. 32 points for Leonard.
Smart use of the screen by Kawhi, really understands the nuances of the game.
Rondo dishes to Moore. Here's Cousins. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Aldridge. And so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game.
And guys, this is where their depth really comes into play. They've got such talent at that position. They'd love to have him out there, but they won't suffer much of a drop-off.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls. And so DeMarcus Cousins nails both of them. A minute 50 left here in the fourth quarter. Gasol, a screen on Rondo. Parker kicks to Leonard. A three-pointer off the mark. Pelicans trail by 11. Davis, the pass to Rondo. He feeds it to Moore. Gay against Cousins. And they double up Cousins. Lock at 6. Moore up top, covered by Parker. Gets it down to single digits. Moore's got 5 points now in the quarter. Spurs leading by 9. Green dishes to Parker. Green, the screen. Floats one up, and the rejection by Cousins. And here's the fast break. Davis leading the way. Holiday with the three. Second chance shot. No good from Cousins. Green kicks to Parker. Back to Green. Screen by Parker. Feeds to Leonard. Back to Green. And count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
And they've earned this one, showing an ability to dominate in front of their home crowd.
You know, you feel on top of the world when it happens as a player, just the relationship you have with the fans.
One shot. One shot.
Free throw good, Green.
You've got to figure those are the free throws that officially put this game out of reach.
Nelson kicks to Ashik. Pass to Clark. Here's Cousins. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Cousins has got 30.
Yeah, the onslaught continues. He's been unstoppable now for a couple of nights.
The momentum is building, scoring in a bunch of ways. That's why his number keeps getting called.
And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. Once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Where do you think your team is right now at this point in the season?
Well, we've done a lot better. We've done a lot better recently, and we want to continue. We don't want to get complacent. I think we still got ways to go and things to improve. But we're definitely doing a lot better than we were.
Great performance tonight, pal. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, David Aldridge, Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long.